Hello, sports lovers. Welcome to Met Sports TV. I'm Delali, and on today's episode of My Take, I am bringing you Anthony AJ Joshua's interview reaction with IFL TV. I'll leave the link in the description box so that you can also have your opportunity to watch the full interview and have your own view about it. But this is going to my view. This is going to be my view. But before I get into the full reaction, subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel to show support and also like. It also helps the algorithm, and also share so others can enjoy just like you. Thank you. AJ started with the Eddie Hearn speaking on his behalf. He made it now known that Eddie Hearn is often not in his camp and does not really know what goes on a daily basis. So what he gives us or tells us is his perspective or how he assumes or senses things to be going. That is why in the interview he is giving people or fans his perspective, and his perspective was about the street signs. He has now shown that he can box and he can fight if needs be, and also reacting to the Andy Ruiz loss. The Andy Ruiz loss, he said there was something wrong. He did not go into the nitty-gritties of what was exactly wrong, but he knew that he would come back and win the fight. In an earlier interview, he has stated that his uncle years ago told him Andrew Ruiz was an upset guy, and Andrew Ruiz was coming out for fighting Derevyanchenko after his first signing with the PBC. So Andrew Ruiz was in top form. He was in fighting form before he faced Anthony Joshua, and Anthony Joshua claimed there was something wrong with the ring walk, and he also stated that after that loss, people he looked up to, he did not mention names, but we all obviously know that it is Lennox Lewis, the Lion, the former undisputed heavyweight, or the last undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Lennox Lewis said, and Anthony Joshua shouldn't take the rematch. He should go readjust and build himself and come back and win the championship. And Ruiz also advised Joshua to change coaches. Joshua did not adhere to that, but this time it's looking at Joshua as he may not be changing coaches, but he may be he wants to do some addition. And what is those addition? That has led him to America to have a 2-day training with Eddie Reynoso, who is the trainer of Saul Canelo Alvarez, Andy Ruiz Jr., Frank Sanchez, Ryan Garcia. That's the first one. He also went to Virgil van Dijk, the former trainer of SOG, Andre Ward. He's also training the likes of Joshua Boazi. He has trained American, and he also went to Ronnie Shields. He trains the Charlos. He has been in camp with the great Sugar Ray Leonard, etc., and even Evander the Holyfield, the real deal Holyfield. All these people, and the last person he was with, Robert Garcia. Robert Garcia comes from a heritage of boxers, of boxing. So his dad is Anthony Joshua, going to bring on board to support him. And he has stated that Robert McCracken is still his coach. He will not fire Robert McCracken. But what is looking like is that Fernandez and Saul, there is a situation in camp, because Anthony Joshua alluded to when asked about the game plan, he said we should ask his team. I thought that was a lame answer. I disagree with Anthony Joshua referring us to history. We should ask his trainer. No. If you understood the game plan and you claim you executed it, then you know what the game plan was. So when we're in quest of being transparent with fans, I think Anthony Joshua should have admitted what the game plan was, and we all know that the game plan was to box with the boxer, and they got it wrong. Anthony Joshua did not want to say that it was his fault back, because he said he's a fast learner, and when you teach him something, he's able to execute it. But this time he met a masterful person who could execute his game plan better than him, which is Alexander Usyk. Then he's speaking on the Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fight, he thought their excuses are not a bad thing, but to be fair and frank, excuses are not good. When someone beats you and you give excuses, you take the person's credit. You belittle the person's effort, which is not good. If someone beats you, you give a handshake, I'll be back and I'll get you. That was exactly what Anthony Joshua did in the Ruiz one fight. He took no credit away from Ruiz. We all knew there was something wrong, but he admitted that he looked himself in the mirror and said, this is my and I got to do it well next time when given the opportunity. But in that, fast forward, Fury beats Wilder. Excuses or reasonings took away the credit from Fury, but this time beating him emphatically in the third round dash away all those excuses, and now everybody can clap for Fury, knowing very well Fury did the same thing and repeated himself. So kudos to Fury. He even offered Fury to come and join him, prepare for the Alexander Usyk fight, though he's not fighting him next. Fast forward to the last part that got a lot of controversies, where Joshua stated that he is a hustler, mentioned a couple of street canes. That's the mentality he's coming into the third fight with. And he has gotten a lot of bashing from people that Anthony Joshua is a role model and shouldn't speak like that because he has made so much money. But truth be told, that is the kind of person Anthony Joshua is. Anthony Joshua is a street boy. He once ruled the streets of Watford. Anthony Joshua, at a younger age, was arrested with parcels of weed in his car and faced a lot of courtroom activities, legal issues, but he was saved by boxing. So you don't expect all those people, the hustlers, all those people he mentioned should be his role model when he was growing up. He said he's coming back with that mentality. I don't think this interview was not scripted, unlike all the other interviews. Anthony Joshua knows the right things to say, but this one he went raw. He being himself. I thought this is his best interview because he was very candid and honest in everything he said. But one other thing that I think Anthony Joshua got me thinking was he does not trust his team's tactics enough, because at a point he was talking to Mitchell Clifton about the tactics prior to walking into the ring. You don't discuss your game plan while you're about to walk into the ring. You don't do that. Yeah. Clifton is a former boxer. Though he is a former boxer, he provides security. He now owns a security companies that provide security service at matchroom events. So that is how come Anthony Joshua was asking for his opinion. He is a very experienced guy, yes, no doubt. But you don't discuss your game plan with a third person who is not in your boxing team just because the person is a former boxer. That means at the back of your mind, there are doubts. I think those doubts went so much to hurt Anthony and his fight. But I think he says he has said he has watched the fight. He admits he has lost. His loss to Usyk is his only loss, because he knew himself he could have done better with the Ruiz loss. And I think Anthony Joshua can come back, though I personally doubt he can come back from that, because Usyk has seen the likes of him, his tactics, etc. I doubt if he can come back, but you don't write off a man who is determined. So I believe in a way, and it will also depend on Usyk's lifestyle off the fight periods, because if he goes on chilling like Andy Ruiz, drinking and etc., when he comes back, Anthony would kick him in the back. This is all the Anthony Joshua lost to Usyk and the reaction he says he is ready to gain back his title and become a 3-time world champion. But to say, and if he loses, does he keep changing the standards? Because he says he's now he was bragging he was now a 2-time world champion. Now he is aiming to become a 3-time world champion. I don't know. Anthony should get that right. And the most amazing thing Anthony Joshua said that day, that he is not comfortable in losing a boxing bout. Anthony Joshua said he is not comfortable in losing a boxing bout, and I think that was a massive statement he made, and I'm glad he did that. Thank you for watching. Keep subscribing to the channel. Stay positive. Au revoir.